Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jam and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is obviously the best of 2021. So everything that I mentioned today is going to be amazing quality. It's going to be like definitely the best in its class for what it is. I want to try to keep this as concise and simple and short as possible. And obviously these are just my opinions, and you know what they say about opinions. So take it with a grain of salt. If you love other products and hate these, that's okay too. I don't mind. We are allowed to like different things. But I would definitely like to hear what you think in the comment section. And not just because, you know, commenting on my videos is good for my channel, but because I'm genuinely interested. I like hearing what people think. Makeup makes me happy. All the makeup, even the not great makeup, has a place in the making me happy. I figured I would jump off with eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 categories and I kept it to 3 palettes in each category. Drugstore / affordable is one category, neutral is one category, and colorful is the 3rd category. So these are in no particular order, they're just lumped together. I think they're all amazing. I will of course be inserting pictures. I feel like that's the easier way to do this as opposed to me getting something out, holding it up and showing you. I could just insert a picture of the products that I have in my collection, and that would keep it a bit more concise. First up, I chose the Alluri 3 palette. This is drugstore pricing. It's a really nice neutral palette with a pop of color and that blue that's in there. It's got the orangey shade, so I feel like this is a really nice, kind of covers a few bases, affordable palette. Next up we have in the affordable category is the BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris palette. I think this palette is amazing. Great quality. You can get a bunch of looks with it. It can be neutral, it can be dark and smoky. And I mean, just amazing quality. Love, love, love that palette. And third, but certainly not least, is the e.l.f. Bite Size palette in the shade Truffles. I really, really like that little palette. For a basic brown neutral palette, it's really, really good. When I first reviewed it, I think I compared it to the Tarte Maneater palette. The Tarte palette is 9 pans and this is only 4. But it's good. Like, I could see me taking this with me on the cruise or, you know, whatever, because it's dirt cheap. So if it breaks or something happens to it, not the end of the world, but it's really good quality. So next up is probably my favorite category. It's the colorful eyeshadows. And none of this is going to surprise you. If you've seen any of my videos, none of these things will surprise you, but I feel like it's good to put it all in one place. So first up is the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. I love, love, love this palette so much. All of the colors, the shimmery, the metallic, just everything about it makes my heart happy, and I have so much fun when I play with this palette. Next up is the Nomad Cosmetics Home for the Holidays palette. I know I've been on and on and on about this palette, but it is so stinking good. It's part of what I have on my eyes today, the shimmer shades on my lid, Home for the Holidays. So clearly not just a holiday palette. It's so good. I love that palette. I can't stop using it. And third up for the best in colorful palettes is the Lit List, the Miss Claus palette by BH Cosmetics. That eyeshadow palette is stellar. It's so unbelievably good. Every single shade in that palette is amazing except the one red pressed glitter. Every other shade, amazing. And I did do a 7 looks, 1 palette video a while back. I'll link it below, using this palette to do 7 looks, and it doesn't have to be holiday looks. They're so, so good. First up in the neutral category, and all of these palettes have some color to them, but I feel like they are very wearable, very neutral-ish, if that makes sense. So first up is the Sigma and Cinderella palette. I think that palette is beautiful. I'm wearing it on my lower lash line, and it's the matte shades I have in my crease. It's a really nice palette. I think you can make it a bit more fun and colorful, but I think that's a really nice neutral palette. The quality is excellent. Next up, we have the Natasha Denona Retro palette. It's a beautiful palette. The shades, the formula, everything is amazing in that palette. And again, it can go dark and smoky, it can go light, but it can definitely do overall neutral. So that was my pick for the number 2 spot for neutral. And the third one is the Pat McGrath Labs Celestial Odyssey palette from this year's holiday release. I know there's some color in there again, but it is, I think, a very neutral, very wearable palette and worth every penny. Oh, I love it. It's so good. So those are my picks for eyeshadow palettes. Now the rest of the categories, I don't necessarily have 3 picks for all of them. I just had to limit myself to 3 for the eyeshadows because I love, love, love eyeshadow. Again, these are in no particular order. I did a little photo shoot with all my products, so they're on my phone. I'm just looking at pictures to remember what I wanted to talk about. Next up, we have the Porefessional Super Setter Setting Spray. I really like that setting spray. I think it's great. Yeah, it's good. It helps your makeup last longer. It's just a nice setting spray. And the other setting spray, because I have 2, is the One Size On All Day, whatever it was called. I'll insert a picture, but that is an amazing setting spray. So I only have 2 for that category. And I have 3 for foundation. The first one is the Lisa Eldridge foundation. It's amazing. I used it 2 days this week, and I put it on with like the blendable type sponge, and it was perfect. I love the application. I love how it wore. I love everything about it. It was so good. Next up is the Covergirl 3-in-1 Outlast foundation. I think that foundation is amazing. Love, 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 love it. So good. And the third one is technically a CC cream, but it wears like a foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. It's amazing, and that is the e.l.f. Camo CC cream. I think it's amazing. It's definitely more than a CC cream, in my opinion. It's fantastic. Let's talk about lash glue. I really, really like the Kiss lash glue liner, both the white and the black. And I really like the Valour lash glue liner, and that's just in black. Both of these are amazing. It makes putting on lashes so easy. Next category is setting powder / finishing powder. And my absolute number 1 favorite setting powder is the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. I think that stuff is the best. I also, in number 2 spot, I really liked the One Size by Patrick Starr. I think that's fine. And last but definitely not least is the Dior Powder No Powder. Love, love, love that. I never do my makeup without using it. It's my last step before highlight after I get all of my powders on. I just love it. I think it lends a nice sheen to my skin because I'm oily, so I use a lot of powder. And this just kind of brings some life back to my face. Now we'll talk about brows. Hands down, best brow gel on the market is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. Once that stuff is in your brows, they do not move. I love it. So good. And the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen is really, really nice for a natural looking brow to create hair-like strokes, so you can have big feathery brows, or however you want to use it, it will work for you. I love that pen. And the third is the Rare Beauty Duo that I didn't think I was gonna like, but really, really like. I do wish the pencil part of it was a skinnier pencil, but the formula of it is amazing, and the brow gel is incredible as well. So that's very, very cool. Next up, we have mascaras. This is not gonna surprise you. Rare Beauty, best on the market. I love it so much. And a close second is the Wet n Wild Big Papa. I think they are very, very similar. I found with the Big Papa, you have to open it and let it just be a little while. You know, some mascaras just do better with age, and that's one of them. And once it ages a tiny bit, it's so, so good. And then we have concealers, and this probably won't surprise you either. I really, really like the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. I'll insert a picture of it here, of course. I just think it's great. It's thin. It wears really nicely under my eyes, which are not young, and they are wrinkly. So I really like that one. And though it's very, very new, the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, I love it. It's so good. It is, I think, a tiny bit better than the Wet n Wild one, but they're both really, really good. I like them a lot. I didn't purchase a whole lot of face products that were released this year because my collection was so small. Like I had, what, 2 bronzers when I first started doing this, maybe 3. I bought a lot of OG good have on hand bronzers. So I only have 1 bronzer for this category, and it is the Glowish bronzer. I love that. It's what's on my face today. I think it's so good. The only blush that I bought this year that was released in 2021 is the Glowish Blush, and I love that blush. Insert a picture of it. I use it all the time. It's what I'm wearing today. That is a beautiful blush, and I can see myself purchasing more in that line. They're so nice. And for highlight, I have a few. I have the Alluri Cosmetics highlighter that was released not that long ago. Love, love, love that. It's so pretty. And number 2, I have the Pina Colada highlight from Glam Light. It's a fantastic highlighter. I'm wearing both of them today, the Alluri and the Glam Light. I love highlight. And third up is the Jacqueline Winter Sun palette. The blush in that is really good. The highlight is really good. So I guess I do have 2 blushes. That's cool. So yeah, 2 blushes and 4 highlights, as it were, but they're really, really good. So as far as I can tell and can remember, this is what I consider the best of the best that was released in 2021. So all of these products are still available. I didn't want to include anything that you couldn't still purchase. That feels mean. I think this is a nice little sampling of good stuff if you're looking for something new or if you're looking for reviews. I've probably played with everything that I talked about on my channel, so there's a video for it. I didn't include eyeliners and lip liners and lipstick because I couldn't possibly narrow that down, aside from LA Girl, which we know and love. But lipsticks, I have too many. I am a lipstick junkie. So this year we're just gonna leave liners and lipstick out because we love them too much, not because we love them not enough. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, now's a great time to do that. I upload 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you ring the bell and choose all, YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video, and then you can choose to watch it or not. Totally up to you, no pressure. I appreciate your time and that you're hanging out with me so much. Be good and remember to be kind to you.